Now today's video has been prompted because I went against all that's holy and watched some TikTok videos of the UK, and I wished I hadn't, because it made me very angry, because the UK is going down the proverbial pot, and you know, we keep doing the same thing as we've always done for many years, and we vote Labour in and they're worse than the Tories, so then we vote the Tories in and they're worse than the Labour, and it's a very vicious circle. You know, just back and forward, back and forward. Anyway, I was watching this TikTok video, and I'll just get you to watch the TikTok video and then we'll get on with things.
Just another reason we're leaving this country. I'm using the income that I pay tax on to buy fuel that I pay tax on, to put in a car that I pay tax on, to drive on a road that I pay tax on. I've had enough. Sydney. And I said Sydney, not Sydney.
The UK is finished. If you're currently living in the UK, you might want to reconsider, because it's about to get a whole lot worse. So this graph shows you the standard of living in the UK, and it predicts it over the next few years up until 2028. Just take a look at that. This massive drop after 2023 shows how bad it's going to get. The standard of living in the UK is going down the drain. And take a look at this. If you wanted to rent a one-bedroom flat in suburban London, not even in central London, it will cost you 2.2k per month. Honestly, how can anyone afford this? Because the average salary in the UK per year after tax is 28k. And if you're renting a one-bedroom flat, you would only have £130 per month left over for everything else. So no wonder so many people are in debt. Taxes are likely to go up, inflation is at an all-time high, and rent prices are unaffordable. There are so many different countries around the world where you can have a good standard of living. So why would you choose to live in the UK? It's already the second most unequal country in the world. Because honestly, if you stay in the UK now, it's just gonna get so much worse. And yes, all countries do have their problems, but the way I see it, the UK is finished, and it's not getting better anytime soon.
Now you've watched that video, a couple of TikToks. If you're a pensioner in the UK and you've got a full pension, you can come to the Philippines. Now it's not a king's ransom you're going to have, it's only like, I believe the full pension's £920. You know, don't kill the messenger. But £920 is about $1,200. You can live okay in the Philippines for $1,200. You're gonna live a lot more okay here for $1,200 than what you can in the UK. You're gonna have a better life. Now, I'm not talking about getting with a woman and all that. That's another video, of course. Just come here, settle in a place like Naga. I mean, I'm not talking about Cebu, Manila, places like that. You go to them places, you ain't going to survive on $1,200 a month, because them places are just too expensive. You need to be somewhere like Naga. I'm not saying Naga, I don't want you to come here, because I don't want loads of foreigners here, alright? But no, a place like Naga, the prices have gone up quite, well, not quite a bit. They've gone up since I first come to Naga all them years ago, but not massive. I mean, fuel prices, I've noticed, are coming down. The price of a 50k bag of rice is coming down. It's getting back to pre-pandemic situation. Not totally, but you know, it's not so bad. It's really not so bad. Now, if I can manage, and again, I'm not condoning people come here with less than 1,200. You're not going to manage on less than 1,200. You're really not. It's a massive risk. And on top of that 1,200, you must have a bit of savings for if you have any medical issues, or you might have to leave the Philippines quick. But there's so many things to do here as a expat. that's very expensive and sometimes impossible to do in the West. And what I mean by that is, if I went back to the UK now, one, they've had a terrible summer. It's been cold, raining. You go anywhere, it's fuel. It costs you a stupid amount of money to park your car. Then you got to pay to get in whatever place you're at. Of course, like I've just said, the weather's really bad. Now, yeah, I'll admit we do get a lot of rain here, but at least it's warm rain. And on the whole, we have a lot of sun. It's only like the rainy season where you're gonna get a crap load of rain. That's not going to be very good. But if you come here as a pensioner, obviously more than 1200 would be better, but 1200 is enough, at least at this point in time. Now if the exchange rate plummets, maybe you're going to have some problems. I'm definitely going to have problems. But this goes for the US as well. I mean, if you're an expat, OAP in the US, this is the place to be. Come to the Philippines. Yes, well, there's lots of disadvantages, but the main thing is the visa. If you don't come here and go straight into a retirement visa, you're going to be stuck in the tourist visa rigmarole, which anybody on a tourist visa knows. You know, you've got to pay regular visits to immigration, which I didn't like when I was on a tourist visa. But on the whole, it's amazing compared to the UK, guys. It really is. I really recommend the Philippines. I really recommend Naga, even though I was having a bit of fun. You know, the police here are great, especially the tourist police. Well, not especially, but the tourist police are great. I know some of them. You know, I wouldn't say we're friends, but I know them. And they're always respectful. The tourist police, you know, they're always helping locals. They've got a good heart, etc. You'll not go too far wrong in a place like Naga. And it's a stepping stone to the rest of Bicol, guys. Now, I want more, especially more OAPs from the UK. I want them to come here. I really do. I feel so sorry for them. They're struggling, especially in the winter. You know, this government's not giving them any money for the heating and stuff, and they've got to, you know, they've got to decide whether they want to eat or put the heating on. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. You know, when I was 16, I was told when I first started paying national insurance that I'd work to 65 and I get my pension. Now they're talking about, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it's 67 before I can get my pension. Now they're on about putting it up to 69, and by 2030 they want it to 71. But there's other places, alternative media of course, saying that there's going to be no pension by 2029. So all the young people, they're paying national insurance, but there's nothing at the end of the rainbow. I'm just furious about it, guys. Really, really furious. I mean, God, come to the Philippines, come to Naga. I'll help you. I'll help you find somewhere. I'll help you get settled down the best I can. I mean, you know, no guarantees and no money, not cost you anything. My time costs nothing, absolutely nothing. So that's about it, guys. That's my little rant. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm sorry about the dentist video. It seemed to die a death, but that's what happens when you're a blogger, I guess. So please hit that like button, please subscribe if you're not already, hit the notification bell, and if you leave a comment, guys, that pushes the YouTube algorithm and helps promote the video. That's how you can help me. Thanks very much, guys. See you on the next one. Bye. Oh, you gotta remember, guys, he's not giving you advice because he's smarter than you. He's giving you advice because he's a bloody idiot.